Hello and welcome back. This is Tuxedo Ian. We are getting back into our playthrough of Book of Hours. This is going to be number 61 of our series, and we are making pretty good progress through the game. We've made use of most of the lessons that we learned during Numa. We got rid of most of the stuff that we've read since then. We have a couple new books that we've uncovered, so let's see what we can get done today. We're going to dive right in. Welcome back. Everything is endured. Everything is remembered. Hush House endures. So let's see. Do a quick. So we're crafting. We've got some apples and some sand. So we'll put the sand. We dropped those last time because we didn't really have time to deal anything with them. But we'll drop the sand here in the alchemy lab, which we can find some way to do something with it eventually, I'm sure. And then we have some apples. We can put those. We can make an apple pie with those. Because we have some dough. And we'll need to use the scales for that. And we'll make an apple pie. Alright, the next day begins. We have some hail to work with. Ice wraps on the roofs and treetops. Okay, let's see. We're reading a new book there. Which we're done with. So we're reading Codex Aesphali, sometimes called the Book of the Clean Skull. The book contains accounts of enlightenments available through the gradual surgical removal of the lobes of the brain. It becomes clear that the processes described are mostly allegorical or metaphorical descriptions of winter techniques for less revolting occult work. Even the metaphors are pretty horrible, though. The author explains adaptations of these techniques with sufficient winter aspect to harvest a mysterious substance described as the rags of the final bone from the remains of almost any animal. Okay, so that's telling us that we have remains and winter aspect, along with snow stories, although we can probably use it with other winter skills, to get something. So that gave us a memory of regret, so we'll note that. Come back here, Codex Aesphali, and Memory Regret, which we can't do there. So we'll put this, we can put it in the, over here, and mark it. And then we'll move it to the red shelves up here. And we've also managed to finish the Treatise on Underplaces. Herein, the 17th century mystic and antiquarian Claude Hersalt describes the bounds, or underplaces, on the borders of dream. He warns that they shift over time. The walls of the Mansus, Hersalt begins, are the size of starlight. Many of his directions are equally unhelpful, but common relationships do emerge. A picaresque account of a journey through nightmare interspersed with what might be partial rites. On the 18th ascent is the bud. On the 36th ascent, the blossom. That gives us a memory of fear. And a lesson in horns and ivories. So we'll collect those. And we will mark... Where did we go? So we'll mark that one with memory fear. And over to the red shelves it goes. Sooner or later we're going to have to take some time and organize all of these books we've been setting up here, but for now we'll make do with what we have. So let's see. So horns and ivories, we have a lesson for that. So let's see what we need to level that one up. We need 2 more memories of knock or scale, so that's easy enough. Because we can do that for knock, and that one for knock. So that will let us upgrade that. And then snow stories, we have 2 lessons for that. which we've already assigned snow stories, but we might want to go ahead and bump it up a little bit since we know that it makes something with winter power. So we need one more memory, which we could use the hail if we want to. No, we need moon or winter. So let's see, we need, for that one we can do hindsight. Yeah, that one's written in Pan. We have another one that does hindsight. Yes, second glory. Also written in Deep Mandaic. That one. There we go. That one does not need a foreign language, so we'll read that one to get our third winter memory. Or second winter memory, rather. And we're crafting a Didymos up there. So let's see. Our plan was to get Mr. Kill's help today. We have a Solomon's preparation ready. Because we need 15 winter power. So we're going to need a winter Newman. Which I believe we have. So let's check our Newmans here. Yes, inescapable confinement does winter. So we'll go ahead and grab Mr. Kill. Because he can always spare a few hours to help a friend. So we'll start off, we'll give him the knife to get him an extra 1 point of winter. Then we can give him this Solomon's preparation, which will be in another 4 points. We were collecting, that's what we were doing this. So we can come down to the forge here. Shaft, and a memory pattern, and a Gervanite, and Lockworks and Clockworks. Makes a Chronoscord. So we'll get that started. And we're just about done with our apple pie here. So we'll pop that up on the table over here. And let's see here. Might as well free up some room on the shelf here. We can make some more batter, or make some dough rather. Just need the mixing bowls. An ingredient for a higher purpose. And while we're at it, we can grab another bottle of milk here and come over to the jail kitchen because we have some more mixing bowls over here. And we can make another. This way we can use the whisk. Sorry about that, somebody just messaged me, so that's I was taking care of that. So let's see what else we have here. Okay, so we're going to give him... that's something else we can do. We can investigate these. And we want to find a marrow inside these. This is a marrow. Promising. Been holding these for a while. Need to check on them. Anyway. And we got the one we wanted. A pale marrow. In Brandkrug, they take marrows seriously. This is a marrow redolent of sorrow. And we'll open up another one. And And get another marrow out of it. Acrid marrow. In Brandkrug, they take marrow seriously. This is not a marrow conducive to harmony. Alright, so there's 1, 2, 3 memories for us. And Mr. Kill is done with the knife. So we will give him the Solomon's preparation to drink, which will get him to 7. Then we'll take, so we need horns and ivories. And the shaft. And that will get that to level 4. And then next we'll do snow stories of wind, woe, and winter. Alright, and there's our Newman for Mr. Kill. The dream of a star is not apparent to the human eye, but its presence once felt could not be mistaken for anything else. Okay, so let's make ourselves another Ascendant Harmony just because we have the ability to. Alright, so there's Horns and Ivories at 4. Snow Stories at 3. Mr. Kill's done with his drink. We'll give him the Newman, which will get him to 12. A Whist will get him to 14, and then that Marrow that we found will get him to 15. Dough. Mix with an egg to make cake batter. Use one to bake various delicious pies. Let's make some cake batter. Since we have an egg, we need an egg, so we'll have to hold up on that. There's another bowl of dough for us. So we need 3 winter or moon memories. So we'll go ahead and start those here up. So we can do winter. Moon. And moon. So we give him the marrow. Alright, Snow Stories is now level 3. And we can take potatoes. And if we use drippings, we can make magnificent roast potatoes. Without that, it is just regular roast potatoes. So the difference is Winter or... Edgeforge Heart Winter. Edgeforge Grail Heart. So that makes Grail food. So we'll go ahead and let's see. Can we use the knife there? We make game chips. Oh, that gives us something with knock. So let's do that. Because knock foods are hard to come by. And we haven't got somebody that needs knock yet, but that way we have them when we need them. Just about done with our Chronos cord down here. When a Chronos cord is completed, it is fully wound for the first and only time. A music box that only performs once, a typewriter that can only send one message, a clock that can only strike now. So what we'll do then, we will refill that with actually, we don't need those. We can use our Maladine shaft once it's available. Let's see what else. We don't even need to use shaft. We have enough. So can we use any of our other Maladine stuff? We can use our... Oh, we can use the Tryst to make an amethyst ampoule. Because that does take edge. Alright, and then we'll give him a whist, which will get him to 15 and allow him to open the area down here, the Fluttering Crypt. And we're almost done with these pumps here. Want just another minute or so and they'll be done. And this we need 13 moon or 13. So let's go ahead and start working on our moon ability here, because we need Edict's Marshal. And health, we can make the Old Wound. And then we'll upgrade that into the Wormwood Dream, so that'll give us 6 points of moon. Okay, so there's our Ascendant Harmony. So anything we can do with that. Ah, there we go. There's our memories for Snow Stories. Use our Tryst for that. Alright, anything else we can do? So we have this Hail, so we can make something with Edge. So we'll do... craft a win. We can go straight to a winning move, and then from that winning move we can go directly into making a invincible, whatever the 6 edge memory is. So we'll make a. We need to make some. Need to make some Perenculate, so we need an edge skill. We need another point of edge there. We'll need our knife back again. Actually, we can use any knife. We don't need the specific cooking knife, so which means we can come over here to the ballroom, and we can grab Hendrick's blade, and we can make Perenculate. My assistant and I will be prudent. Alright, Mr. Kill. I've talked with you and fed you and watered you, and now it's time to go open this fluttering crypt. The darkness here beats with wings. Bats? The sound is more like birds, but there is a timpani quality that suggests more bones than feathers. One more step and I sense the possibility of talons. Alright, so we're done making game chips. So we can put those up on our shelves here. So So let's see, anything else we have? So I wonder if we use dough and potatoes together, does it make anything? Maybe with... Nope. Guess we could just do roast potatoes. But... Oh, that was one thing we could do. We can make... So we need to pour out some water. So we can take the water, and we add flour, and mixing bowls, and we make batter. Where using milk or butter makes dough, using water makes batter. And what does batter use for? Well, we have some other food we can use that batter will go on. Snow Stories is now level 4. So let's see. Might as well start reading another book while the night is young. So let's see, what do we have here? Now we have... Ah, that's right. We have Road to Janus that we can read. Why we made that Chronoscord. As we add Vac. We add Shapt. We add... So Edict's Liminal is 7. Is that our highest knock skill? Yes. Oh, no, Preliminal Meter gets us 8. So we need 5 more points, which we can get from that Chronoscord. And I am a match for this book. The Limian Burzgash made a series of prophecies regarding the initiates of the House of Silence with intricate, if unhelpful, predictions on their passage through the house. So this will teach us about door and wall, and we'll get that started. Alright, so there is our Amethyst Ampoule. And then we can add the Ampoule. And Lockworks and Clockworks once more. And make Gervanite. See, so that makes Fragrant Chalice. That one makes Honeyscar Jasmine. Let's see if Honeyscar Jasmine just counts as a flower, or if it's like Cat's Claw, if it might be a leaf as well. And we'll fast forward to the end of the day here. Alright, so there is our Old Wound, which we can then apply and make the Wormwood Dream. And we've jury-rigged the lower level pumps. The pumps sputter and die, but they've done their work. So we have Uncovered Depths. Once more, the sea is withdrawn from the caves of the isle. So we'll have to find a place to use that. It has 3 moon and 3 scale. And we'll have to hopefully find where we can use that before the next Numa. Because otherwise it goes away. The Columbic Crypt. Saint Columba, with 12 companions, brought the word of the unconquered sun to Scotland, where he founded a monastery on the blessed Isle of Iona. Then he died, and there his bones remained until the Northmen came. But in Cornwall they speak of his 13th companion, a hybrid beauty called Rowena, who was perhaps his tutor, perhaps his seducer, or perhaps his daughter. At his death the monks were to stone her for her impurities. She bore Columba's bones away so the monks would not have them, substituting out of tact or mischief the bones of a horse. She brought the bones to a hidden isle, where she made a double foundation of nuns and monks, and became its first abbess. But she would admit none to her order who was a virgin, nor innocent of any crime. Since then the isle has been a refuge for all the world might consider impure. Grab the rest of these while we're thinking then. And we have the Columbic sarcophagus. Sarcophagus, the eater of flesh. No bones remain, but the marble is chilly with power. Moth and winter power, to be precise. So we can use remains and omens, pigment and remains, and a memory. So we'll have to look and see. Maybe we can figure out something to do. But that seems to be all that there is in this room. We have plenty of bones in the walls there. So we've opened up a sealed vault. A heavy granite door sealed with white wax. A triple lock ornamented with ivory and black nephrite. 14 knock or 14 scale. And the rattling tunnels. The dead do not walk here, but their eyes are upon me. I can quell them, or I can feed them. 15 grail or 15 winter. Alright. So, since the day is coming to an end, I am going to take a quick pause, and I will be right back to continue this video on, because we're not quite done for right now. Okay, and we are back. So, let's see. I'm going to go ahead and continue on. So we're making some perinculate here. We'll use that to make a invincible audacity. That was the name I was trying to think of earlier. And we've made some batter. So now we can take that batter, add dripping for something horrifyingly tasty, or use with a knife and onions. So we have some onions down here in the storehouse. The prima materia of cooking. This may be why the cosmos is shaped so like an onion. And if we add the knife, we make onion rings. We have crafted a winning move. With Keeper level edge, a winning move is the precursor to invincible audacity. We know that auroral contemplation makes that. So we need to find 4 more points, so that's what our perinculate will be for. It should be just about done. There it is. So we use our edge desk here, winning move, perinculate, auroral contemplations, and a metal. Well, actually, we can use, instead of that, we can use the tryst. Which is already busy somewhere else. But we can do that and make invincible audacity. Send your understanding into a more potent edge lesson. So what else do we have on our bookshelves here? Still need Hyksos for those. We're reading something about the wonderful shape. Yeah, we can go ahead and start reading that one, because we can get to 10 grail easily enough. So we have Arab. We have the Great Signs and the Great Scars. And it's written in Kilisimi, so we need to apply that. And I can master this mystery. Honey Scar Jasmine, like a dart of sweet fire. Oh, this is just, it's just a flower. But we can still make use of it. Make another bottle of Solomon's Preparation. So let's go ahead and do that, actually. Because we can use our... Well, our health is actually busy right now, so we'll wait. Our health is making the Wildwood, or Wormwood Dream. There it is. So there's our Gravenite. Alright, so that Inks of Containment and the Honey Scar Jasmine makes Solomon's Preparation. Onion rings. An American import that became popular in England in the last few years, improbably via the pages of Vogue. Oh, we forgot to read this. So, game chips. Long before fish and chips, these went crunchily with game. Ideally, you'd want bread sauce and breadcrumbs to complete the ensemble, but honestly, it's hard enough not to just stuff these directly in your mouth. So we can make some more dough here. Oops. Sugar, not flour. There's flour. Makes up some more dough. Because we're always in need of dough. So we finished reading The Road to Yanis. Memory pattern, and 3 door and wall. The 6th initiate is priest and key, gate and church. He shall cross the sea and open the tide. He shall not be the 11th, yet shall there be 7 between them. In the first year of his time, the flower door is opened. The 12th initiate is salvation and rack, steed and rider, who chooseth one blossom of 3, who casteth away the key, and whom the key shall not cast away, who come after the flame and before the snow. Well, that's certainly esoteric as all get out. So we'll mark that with pattern. So let's see, if we were to use pass 8, 9, 10. It's written in Vox, so we can actually read that one too, so that'll give us even more door and wall. And we're 1 point shy, but we should be able to make that up. So we'll go ahead and read that. Because our opportunities will be able to give us the last point we need. Let's see, today's weather is the sun. The sun is not what it was, but today he is smiling. And we've got this one to read. The Turquoise Hand, a calligraphic manual of Ramsund, which employs the exemplar text Farid Ildudin's Conference of the Birds. So let's go ahead and read that one, since we have a new Newman we can get out of it. So we need Ramsund for that. Yeah, we need Rose. We can use our Fet. And we can use Preliminal Meter, or we can use Inks of Power. And then we can use the Globe to get our last point of Rose. So that will give us yet one more Newman for us. Probably a Rose Newman, since it's from a Rose book. So let's see, what else do we have here we can make? I wonder if we could, yeah, we could make pumpkin pie with the pumpkin. I wonder if we can make blackberry pie with these blackberries. We need an egg, so let's come over here and talk. No, we need to talk to the bird. And then we'll need to feed them so that they can make more eggs for us. So let's see, if we mix the dough with blackberries and add spice, nope. So we must have to make cake out of those instead of pie. Which means we'll need an egg, so as soon as the chicken is done giving us an egg, we can make cake batter. But for now, let's also make some just good old roast. which will get us some drippings we can use. Alright, so we have our invincible audacity for making edge rooms. So let's see, for 15 Grail, we can use Mrs. Kill for that. Because it's going to be fairly easy to get hurt there. But first we need to use... It's a good thing we have this Swaddled Thunder, because we need to make something with it. So we'll find... We can come up here to... We need a Grail crafting station. Actually, we can come over here to Eva's desk. And we can use... See, I think Resurgences and Emergencies does what we want. Yeah, so we need 9 points of Grail and Cloth. So we need a memory. We need a Grail memory. Easily enough done. We'll just do an Impertinent Vigilation, which gives us 2 Grail. More than enough. Alright, so we can do an Element of the Soul to get the extra point of knock we need. So we can add Shapt for that. We could also do Soul or Art. So actually we'll wait, and we'll keep our Soul and we'll wait for the Art. Because we do have this Mansa's painting we can use that gives us knock. Okay, so there's our next Solomon's Preparation. So we have 6 Grail here we can do with Mrs. Kill. And we finished reading The Wonderful Shape, Blessing and Invocations of the Triple Knot, recorded at a sanctuary in Cyprus, notable for its weavers, sculptors, and gardeners. The roots go deep, the knots remain. The final invocation is one for the restoration of the roots, to be spoken before an altar of the Triple Knot, but puzzlingly it should not be spoken by any priestess of the knot, or even by one who has been initiated into their mysteries. Restoration of the roots at an altar of the Triple Knot. Wait a minute, we've seen a Triple Knot shrine. We've seen something for the Triple Knot before. Oh, and there's our satisfaction, so we can actually use that. So we have 2 lessons on Tridesma. And we'll plot this here. And mark the book with that. So... let's see, where did we see a shrine to the... So we have the altars here. Oh, that's right, it was in here. The altar of the knot. History is woven, a knot is a testament. Well, that book gave us Tridesma. So if we apply Tridesma and a soul piece, reveal a treasure of the house. Make the proper invocations to the 3 to reveal a treasure of the house. How handy. So this will probably give us yet one more Newman book. Because that's what treasures of the house seem to be, is what places where Newmans were hidden. We don't want to miss our opportunity for art here. Our Shept has been contaminated with the Sthenic Taint, but that doesn't really matter. It was already maladied, and Sthenic Taint cannot transfer. And there's our opportunity to use art, so we'll add the Mansus, and that gets us to 15. And now it suggests a meal would be welcome. So there's an egg. Delicious when cooked, alarming when dropped. Plop it on the shelf there next to the milk. we've roasted a beef joint, and we got some dripping and some roast beef. Ah, our fathers of old were robust, stout, and strong, and kept open house with good cheer all day long, which made their plump tenants rejoice in this song. Oh, the roast beef of old England, and old English roast beef. And we got some drippings. Use it to make rich leek or onion soup. With or without a knife, use dripping to exalt potatoes to their full potential. So, now we can come back over here. We add Arab. Oop, not core, Arab. And then we add resurgences and emergences. And the memory of satisfaction. And we can make a pale mummet. Invest Grail power in an almost living doll. And since we have the ability to basically make Thunderskins peons whenever we need, now this is a minor sacrifice of giving up that. Besides, I think we've opened most of the heart rooms at this point, so having something that we can use for Grail instead will be great. And we finished with the manual for departure. No, these doors shouldn't be recorded, but if we had only recorded things before we'd had to leave the fifth history, we would be in a much better state. So here I am writing it down, and if you don't like it, you can sanction me. The manual for departure lists a number of strategies, occult, martial, and political, for quick escapes. Many are irrelevant, obsolete, or enigmatic, but the manual does include a number of powerful techniques for opening portals. Secret threshold and door and wall. So we can mark that one with secret threshold. That gives us 3 books that have that as a memory. So we'll put that one up here. Actually, we have kind of a gap down here. We can drop it over here with an almanac of entrances and temptations of architecture. Alright, so now, let's see. We have Tridesma here lessened. It's currently working, but what level is it currently at? It is at level 2, so we just need 2 memories of Grail or Moon. We can get another Moon memory here. Go back to our old standby, a 7th voice. And we've read our new Newman book, The Turquoise Hand. At noon, the sun moves like the beating of a wing. At sunset, he sends the herald child with her candle. At midnight, he sends the wind that extinguishes the candle flame. Commentary, illustrations, and interleavings carry revelations never intended in the original, a sense of history, and the sense of histories. That old lost music. In the right histories, every song ever sung still lingers in wind and echo, untouched by the demands of eternity. Any librarian can use this to establish a history and complete the game, but the Symergist and the Magnate can win a particular victory. Well, that's us, so that's one thing we can use as ours, as we can probably guess by the bird song on the cover of the book, and 2 lessons in pentaments and precursors. So this gives us Rose, Scale, and Sky. Interesting pair-up. And we'll mark that with that old lost music. So I can remember this is Rose, Scale, and Sky. And we'll move it into the red section of our Newman books here. So let's see. Scale with... That's 5 scale. That's not a tiny amount, but it's not nearly as much as it seems, probably. There's a smoothed hollow in the altar's foot, something coiled like a serpent, but stiller by far. Serpent root. A massive rootstock, shiny with age, but still somehow viable. Tiny, spidery scratchings, marked with embedded eggshell shards, encode a cryptic message. 10 nectar, and it's written in Cracktrack, and it teaches us rights of the roots. So we'll add that to our Newman shelves. Let's see, we have lessons for pentiments and precursors there, so that's at level 3. So we could use this we could use the Newman for that. So we'll need scale memories, so we can do there. And Wrapped in the King is another scale memory. So I think one of those lessons on Door and Wall we're going to devote to Lockworks and Clockworks to get it to level 8, so it's purely self-sustaining, making Chronos chords. Alright, so we have Tridesma, Confounding Parable, Satisfaction, Lesson, and then Moon or Grail. We'll add Trist. So after these books finish, we can start finding 7 Knock or Sky memories. That should be easy enough. We have plenty of those. But we're also going to need to make a memory. So we'll need somebody that takes Sun or Sky and Knock. We can use Lantern there, but that doesn't take Knock. This one does. So we can use Lantern. Knock, Door and Wall. No, that makes physical things. We want existential things. We want a Curious Hunch. So that will be 1 memory. We have a Secret Threshold. That's 2. So we can do a Stolen Secret is 3. Pattern is 4. Savage Hymn makes 6. Wistful Air makes 7. No, that one doesn't work. No. Right. Beguiling Melody. So let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That should be enough. We need 7, yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Yep, that'll get us to 7. So we can upgrade Lockworks and Clockworks to level 8. With Keeper level Grail, a Pale Mummet is precursor to a Flushed Mummet. So we actually only need 11 points of Grail to get there from that. But we're out of Arabs for the day. So we'll wait for tomorrow to make that into a Flushed Mummet. But even with that, the Pale Mummet plus the drink gives us 10, plus the 2 she normally has gives us 12, plus an Arab gives her 14. We just need to find one more point of Grail to give her. In some food somewhere. We could give her these onion rings. We could give her some blackberry jam. Or even just give her some almonds. That would actually work. We don't have enough time to do that today, but we'll work on that for tomorrow. Alright, so there's Tridesma Hera, and we're going to do Pentiments and Precursors. We could do Health, Pentiments and Precursors, 2 and 3, and upgrade that to level 4. So that's 4 Grail, 5 Scale. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we're just waiting on our Curious Hunch to finish for 7. Moth's Gift or mine? And the Shept. And we improve this skill to level 8. At last I approach mastery. Alright, so we'll wait for just a minute here. So Tridesma Hera is now at level 3. So we'll need 3 Moon or Grail memories for that one. Easily enough done. Grail. Grail. And Moon. And that will be that for that one. And we can do... We also need Grail and Scale memories from Pentiments and Precursors, so we can read Wrapped in the King again up here. we have... Well, tomorrow we'll read that new Newman we just picked up. The one from Serpent Root. Okay, so Lockworks and Clockworks is now completely self-contained as to the making of chronoscords. As long as I have my shaft acousis, we can crank out the chronoscords. As proof. We still need a regular shaft to finish the chronoscord, but to make the Gervanite, we just need Maladied shaft. In fact, we'll use the necropsy table up here to make ourselves another amethyst ampoule using glass blowing vessel crafting. Just to have one ready when we're done making that. And I think we are just about done. So we only have these 3 rooms up here, and 3 rooms over here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more rooms, and we'll be done opening the entire house. So we've made good progress today. We found a new Newman book. We've read a couple books and applied the lessons we've learned from them. So at this point, I think we're going to go ahead and call it a day. Thank you for joining me. If you'd like to see where this is going, please subscribe. If you'd like what you've been watching, please leave a like or a comment down below, and I will see everybody tomorrow.